Yeah, I think a moment ago, Fred, as you were saying something about 2 or 3 years after your divorce.
Yes, we had technical problems and we overloaded our SIM card, whatever it's called. So this will probably come out in two parts. I kind of lost my flow, but I'll try to pick it back up. About 3 years after I was divorced, and I was getting into online dating, which, if you've seen our episode on dating misadventures, and if you've read articles or you yourself have experienced, online dating can be a nightmare. So I was having a rough time right from the start with getting ghosted and turned down and blah, 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 and, stuff like this. And I didn't match up with women, certain, and so I was the one who, I didn't ghost, but I said, I'm not interested. A friend of mine, and I can't remember which friend, that's how many friends I have. I can't remember which friend said this to me. But he said to me, Fred, don't be surprised if the woman you end up with, you already know her. Mm. And I remember saying to him, what made you say that? It was almost like a prophecy,
From a dream.
Yeah, right. And it almost... or it does dovetail with, it's very cliche, but some people say, if it's meant to be, it'll be. Don't go out searching for your heart's desire, just live your life and it'll come. Or don't go out looking for the girl of your dreams, or if you're a woman, the guy of your dreams, it'll all come. But he said that to me, don't be surprised if you've already met her. I pondered that for a while, but then I now 5 years, this is 5 years later now, in the present time, and that never happened until I started to talk to an old flame on Facebook from my hometown. I'm in Virginia, she's in Connecticut, and not that we have a romance going, but we had a great history together. We were really good friends and puppy lovers. This is junior high school. And we have a lot in common. Two of the most important things being that we're Italian and that we're both baseball people. Her brother was the catcher from my brother, who was a pitcher. And that's called in baseball, they were battery mates. Anyway, she and I have been in touch, and I don't know if anything romantic is going to develop, but even if it doesn't, it's just wonderful being friends with Patty again.
That's reassuring. It's a reassuring relationship.
Yeah, it really is. And it brought to mind my friend saying to me, don't be surprised if you don't know her already. But let's get back to the topic at hand, and that is
fortune cookies.
Our fortune cookies. Whose turn? Why don't you go?
I'll go. I'm going to crack another one.
Okay.
Here we are. You will become better acquainted with a co-worker. You will become better acquainted with a co-worker. Well, you're my co-worker.
I was going to say, you don't have any co-workers. I'm it.
I think Fred and I do get better acquainted the more we do our YouTube episodes. I learn things about his life. He learns things about my life. We share a lot of things just talking, even when we're not YouTubing. So, yeah, I think that's
pretty straightforward.
I think that's true. Yeah.
You know what? The thought just occurred to me. If we hadn't started this YouTube video, we would have we were already really good friends.
Yes.
For years.
Oh, many years, yeah.
But we would not have learned this much about each other unless we went into depth on some of these topics we explore.
Correct. This has been a stimulating exercise for both of us.
It's been a deepening of our friendship that might not have been. My next one says, you should be able to undertake and complete anything you desire. I think that's a bit generic and broad. Let me read it again for my own sake. You should be able to undertake and complete anything you desire. That's one I'm going to say that I'm not a big believer in. For example, I'm not a believer at all in you can do anything you put your mind to. No, you can't. If you're 67 years old and you want to be a great Olympic athlete, sorry, you can put all your mind to it you want to, and you're not going to do it. So I think Americans get a little bit too over optimistic with these cliches of you can do anything you put your mind to.
I think that may have been written by an American.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to climb Mount Everest, but you know what? I don't think I've got the time or the physicality to do it now.
That ain't happening.
That ain't happening. Here we go. So we'll pass on that one. The winning numbers on the lottery are, we forgot about that. If you're playing the lottery out there, watching Fred and John talks.
Hey, don't make them rich.
They'll share.
Okay.
3, 5, 25, 31, 43, 46. And the wisdom is, you could prosper in the field of engineering. Well, the only thing I can think of, Fred, that applies to me is that whenever I was delivering babies, sometimes that means you have to use a pair of forceps, which are a metal contraption that come together that go around the baby's head to pull them out. And so sometimes I had to be an engineer to deliver a baby. Sometimes the babies have to be rotated from one position to another. Sometimes they come bottom first and you want to deliver the head. Sometimes they come foot first. Sometimes there are different presentations of babies. So when you study obstetrics, some of it is engineering. In terms of, we have to measure the pelvic size, the pelvic brim, and there are data from pelvimetry, which is actually an X-ray of the pelvis, to show us how big the pelvis is, to see whether the baby will fit through. So okay. I guess I'm an engineer. I don't know.
Yeah, no, this is really good. But this is the first I've heard. Did I hear you correctly? I've heard of head first, and that's the most normal way of being born. I've heard of feet first, but you said bottom first, as in their derriere?
Yeah, it's called breech birth.
Oh, okay. That's an area of ignorance for me, but I got a lot of those. My next one is, someone is interested in you. Keep your eyes open.
Oh my goodness.
Woohoo!
Well, you can't fall in love or find a friend if you're asleep, can you? If you're asleep on the sofa or in the lounge chair, you're not gonna meet anybody.
Well, as you know about me, I don't let much grass grow. I stay pretty busy. I travel. I have great hobbies, great friends. My adult kids.
You're a wood chopper. You chop down trees.
I'm a mini John Bunyan. I'm a fire pit guy.
We're going to do a fire pit session too, by the way.
We're going to do another one?
Yeah, I think we should do one whenever it gets colder and we sit by the fire.
Okay.
And open fortune cookies. All right. The winning lottery numbers are, this one doesn't even have a winning lottery number on it.
Good.
Okay. Your mind is ingenious and you learn easily.
That's a fact.
You take it first. What do you think about that? Your mind is ingenious and you learn easily.
You're a learned man. I've always had a fascination and even a worship is too strong of a word. I am awed by doctors, people in the medical professions. I'm awed by artists, and maybe that has something to do with the fact that I have no aptitude for either one of those fields. I'm amazed at great musicians, but doctors especially, and the amount of knowledge you have to have. It just blows me away. Read that once more, because I think I had another thought.
Your mind is ingenious and you learn easily.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was the extent of
Okay.
my feedback on
You
that.
go.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to throw in a joke. John was reading the lottery numbers. I heard this expression. The lottery is a tax on people who are bad at math.
Oh, I like that. That is very true, in fact.
I've known people who spend, a small fortune on lottery tickets
Yeah.
every day.
Yep.
My next one says, others recognize your sweet nature. Oh, that's very sweet.
Others.
Others recognize your sweet nature.
That applies to me. I don't know what.
Oh, gee, thanks. Well, how would you describe my nature then, buddy? Old pal of mine.
I think you're a pal. You're a pal. You're a good eye, mate.
Good eye, mate.
You're a good guy. You're a good bloke.
Well, thank you.
I think women are sweet. I don't know whether are men sweet. I have to. Maybe we need that feedback. Let us know in your comments. Are men sweet, or is it really women that are sweet?
Yeah.
Maybe it depends on the cologne.
That's a good gender question.
Maybe it depends on the cologne you're wearing. Okay, a friend will soon be calling on you for advice. Oh, okay. A friend will soon be calling on you for advice. Does that apply to you, Fred?
Well, I look to you for quite a bit of advice on a regular basis. Not earth-shattering things, but does anybody in your life other than me come to mind as being in need at this point?
No, I was thinking that sometimes children call in need. Sometimes your daughter calls in need, but I mean she's more than a friend. She's a daughter and family. I guess I'll have to just wait and see whether that happens. A friend will soon be calling on you for advice. I mean, I think it's important to be open to that somebody could at any time, anytime call you.
Yeah.
And it's likely to be a friend, not a stranger. So, if you're out there and you're feeling lonely or you feel isolated, just keep in mind that, at any point in time, it could be a parent, it could be your brother, it could be your sister, might be calling you, and you will need to perform and to step up.
Yes, indeed. We're winding down now. I think we both have 2 more. I have 3 more. It's time to treat yourself to something special.
Well, wow. Do you have some Italian dessert in the refrigerator? Usually you have something in the refrigerator, like some tiramisu or...
I do, and that's because of my philosophy of keeping my weight down and staying fit and trim includes having some guilty pleasures. I have maybe I'll go into it in another episode. I have something that has worked for me for about a decade now. It's a strategy about how to keep my weight down, and it has worked. I weighed consistently in high school around 175. I am now 67 years old, and I weigh 188. And I had ballooned up to 225
Yeah, you used to be way over
a
200.
number of years ago, and I have kept my weight down by using this certain methodology. What was the original? What did that originally say?
It's time to treat yourself to something special.
Okay.
To something special.
Thank you. So I have some 3 things I'll talk about in another video. Strategies about maintaining my healthy weight, but I have my guilty pleasures, and they include, yes, Italian desserts,
Well, dark chocolate.
occasional ice cream.
Dark chocolate. I'm going to throw that in because dark chocolate is actually a very good pleasure.
Yeah.
And it's very healthy. It has a lot of antioxidants in
Right.
it. It's good for your heart health. And the darker, the higher the content of cocoa content, if it's like 85 and 90% semi-sweet, that actually has has less sugar in it.
I didn't know it was good for your heart.
Oh, gosh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Dark chocolate, especially over 70, 80%.
Because I get everything. Well, I shouldn't say that. When it comes to chocolate bars, I get sugarless ones, and there's a brand. It's called Lily's, Lilys.
I know that.
And they're sugar free. They're sweetened with some sugar substitute, but they're delish.
Yeah, the higher the content of the cocoa,
Of the cocoa.
yeah, the better. So
I'm going to start eating more dark chocolate.
Yeah, I would say always go 70 or better. 75,
Okay.
85%.
Okay.
It is easier to resist at the beginning than at the end. It is better to resist at the beginning than at the end. Oh, that sounds like a counseling.
Well, that
Comment.
calls to mind like the formation of a bad habit. Take smoking cigarettes, for example.
Okay.
It's better to not get into it than it is to try to quit after you're addicted to nicotine.
I like that.
That's the thing that came to mind.
Easier to resist at the beginning.
If you have any thoughts, I'll break this open, but if you have any thoughts.
No, I think that captivates it pretty well, that you should really nip something in the bud early on than to be persistent and recurringly doing the wrong thing. Yeah.
Yeah. We got two with the same thing.
Yeah.
Others recognize your sweet nature. I got that twice. Hey, I must be really a lot more sweet than John gives me credit for. All right, your last one and then my last one.
Are we going to eat all this sugar?
Heck no.
A much needed vacation will bring you great adventure. A much needed vacation will bring you great adventure.
Wish I got that one.
Yeah, well, you had a great vacation not too long ago.
Oh, I did. Yeah, this is true.
You went back.
I went to Maine.
Went to Maine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is anything else coming up?
I'm going to visit family and friends in my hometown of Stamford, Connecticut, first week of December. That's not a vacation.
Next weekend, this coming weekend, I'm going to get to see my grandson and granddaughter and my eldest daughter in New York. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Good.
And I understand from talking to my oldest daughter last night that we get to watch a soccer match, some dancing, swimming lessons, and my daughter and her son are taking jujitsu. So I'm going to see a mother and a son doing jujitsu.
That's pretty cool.
So that'll be a great adventure.
Yeah, and you're a great granddad. And the last one for the day is versatility is one of your outstanding traits.
Okay.
You think that's true?
I think that's true of you, Fred, yes. Over the years, I've seen you be able to adapt and to change plans, change your mind after some study, and but perseverance I see in you all the time.
Thank you.
Under adversity and even in good times for
Yeah.
yourself.
There's an old saying.
Is this Confucius or is this?
No.
No, okay.
In the battle between the river water and the large stone, the water always wins, not because of strength, but because of perseverance.
That's
The water wears the stone down,
yeah.
and of perseverance.
That's akin to
That
never.
just came to my mind.
That's akin to never give up.
Maybe it has nothing to do with versatility, but I thank you for the compliment. And my share of the wrap up is thank you for watching. We're having so much fun. We hope you're having fun. And as always, we hope you like, share, and spread the word about our program.
Send us comments.
And send us comments, yes, about Name That Tune, about today's episode, and share your thoughts.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Ciao.
Chop, 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 chow.
Chop, chop, chop. Chopsticks, ciao.
Chopstick, yeah, chopsticks, chow.